So originally I wasn't going to do an episode on this, not because this movie doesn't fully deserve its own episode, but rather it's just way too recent, and it is a major studio blockbuster, meaning that Content Idea is gonna love this episode. But I picked it mainly because I'd already seen it, and the movie I wanted to do is in the mail, so let's talk about this. What's it called? The Dark Tower. Like, the books.
Do they have guns and bullets in your world?
You're gonna like Earth a lot.
That can't be right. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to tackle this one. I'm even appropriately dressed. Look, I'm wearing my Stephen King shirt. Okay, guess it's a Stranger Things shirt, but hey, what's the difference? Now, before we get into this, I'm going to do something I don't typically have to. I'm going to explain to you guys why at one point I was excited for this movie, and how quickly that excitement faded. Now, I'm not a big reader, mainly because looking at too many words at once is just way too much effort, and I'd much rather just lay on the carpet and think about what I'm doing with my life. But some books I have read are the Dark Tower books. I only have the first one here with me, but I have read the whole series, so I clearly enjoyed them. So imagine how ecstatic I was when it was announced that they were finally making a movie, and not only that, but it would star A-list talent like Idris Elba and that guy from Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation. What's his name? Who cares? I was pumped, and then I saw the trailer. Oh no. Sony!
Alright, let's go.
Sony, what did we say about doing this? Go to your room and think about what you've done. And while you're at it, stop letting Amy Pascal talk about the Venom movie. It hasn't been going well.
Well, I think you have to really analyze what it is you're trying to do before you do it. Kevin, talk a little bit about how the Marvel Universe is Peter Parker's history.
Well,
So from this point on, I guess you could say I was cautiously optimistic. But then I found out that this wouldn't be an adaptation of any of the books, but rather a sequel to the books. Now, this might be striking you as a horrible idea, and it is, for two reasons. For starters, this is going to be hugely alienating to anybody who hasn't read the books, and secondly, for anybody who has read the books, they know that the books end cyclically. At the end of the last book, some weird time travel stuff happens, and the final lines of the book are the first few lines of the very first book, this one. That means that doing a sequel to the book series would just be telling the stories of the books. But that's not what they did. Did you read them? Did you? Did you really? Are you sure? And then on top of that, it comes out that Sony made them cut the movie down to just 90 minutes so they could play it in more theaters. Ooh, or maybe it was cut down because the longer cut was too confusing and test audiences hated it. It was definitely one of those things. So by this point, I've flipped completely. I'm expecting this to be a train wreck, and I cannot wait. Then it comes out, and I see that it has a 19 on Rotten Tomatoes, which feels almost divinely planned because that comes up in the books all the time, the number 19. So like, I'm right back on board. I have to see what this is all about.
I hope you don't mind me making myself at home. Where I come from, we don't have to.
It was everything I wanted. Of course, I only seem to want things that destroy my soul, so why don't we take the Sony approach and get this over with as quickly as possible. Let's get into The Dark Tower. There's your first bad sign. Oh, look! A reference to the book. Any of this iconography showing up again? No? Oh, okay. I'm sure this will be fine. This is a good sign. So we start the movie with some weird exposition that sounds like something a homeless person would yell at you from across the street. Oh, it is! It is it? Said by who? Who said that? Why did they say that? What did it mean? You didn't ask them to elaborate? That's probably the first thing I would have asked them. So we start off in overexposure world, and hey, look, a Shining reference. And, oh, what do you know? 19 shows up again. And then there's these people wearing fake skin that always appears to either be falling off or looks like it's extremely irritating. You think they probably would have thought of a better solution by now. Or maybe they're just too busy trying to figure out why this kid's head doesn't match the rest of his body. Yeah, I'm not sure this kid rendered correctly. You might want to do a hard reset of the movie for everybody's sake. No time for that. Horn's blown. Guess it's time to go hang out with Saruman. Who could possibly be behind all these terrible acts? Oh, it's the Crow. Guess we know how to stop him then. Somebody get my gun and some prop bullets. We're gonna go have us a tragedy. You know, this is just what happens when you go to Matthew McConaughey's house. Hey, you knew the risk. You saw those Lincoln ads. He's snapped. He's just driving around looking for kids to power his space laser. Let's pretend I never said that. Oh, no, my mortal enemy. A kid. He sucks. Never mind. He's got hot mom. He's okay in my book. Oh, no, he's got a picture with his dad. He's got an asshole stepdad who doesn't like him, doesn't he?
We're wasting money on all those shrinks.
Oh, shit, I predicted that. I must have the shinning.
You've got the shinning.
You mean shining.
Shh. You want to get sued?
What do you know? Ralph the Movie Maker shows up in this. And wow, look at the timestamp he shows up at. Hell yeah, blaze it, boys.
I don't know this Santeria.
He's making progress.
Yeah, come on, man. He only drew 8 creepy drawings this time. Lay off. And what do you know? Jake's bullied at school. Is that the kid who played the bully in It? Is this just what this kid does? Or maybe they're trying to do some, in-universe tying together and stuff. Maybe this is the same character. Wait, except I'm pretty sure Henry Bowers died in the 80s. Unless this.
Holy shit!
Doesn't kill people anymore. I think he might actually be dead. So, no, I guess this...
And just give me my book.
What's wrong? Meds stop working?
I take it back. Jake might actually be the bully. I'm not sure that comment warranted face punch.
I need my book.
Jake seems a little protective of what's in that book. What do you think's in there?
Hey, you need to go home and cool off.
What? That is not how high school works. You know, Jake, I can't have you just going around punching the local book stealer. It's really bad for team morale. You need to go home and cool off. Think about what you've done. Maybe then you could come back on the force. Fucking high school. Oh no, so instead of going home, Jake goes to visit Dr. Exposition, who pretty much explains everything about him.
This big tower in the clouds you keep dreaming about. You say these earthquakes we've been having have something to do with it.
When you lost your father, your whole world fell apart. You have these visions of impending hell on earth because that's how you feel inside. Jake, you're describing the night your father died.
From what I've heard, you're using your paper not for writing, but for rolling doobies. You're gonna be doing a lot of doobie rolling when you're living in a van down by the river.
You're a smart kid, Jake.
You sure about that? Because so far he just seems like a crazy weirdo who beats the shit out of people at the drop of a hat. And oh look, another Shining reference. Yay, it's not like that's the only movie adaptation of his work that King doesn't even like. You know what? Maybe I'm misjudging this guy. Maybe this is a highlight. They just come to his therapy office to look at his framed movie memorabilia. Jake, dude's just got a skin condition. Stop staring at him, you asshole.
Watch out. They'll take you. They steal kids like you. Cross them over.
Oh, look, Dr. Expositioner, the brother, Professor Homeless. Jake, I feel like you've been living in the city long enough that you should know to tune out the homeless people's crazy rants.
Jake.
I think we all have that one friend who just stares at you from a mile's distance and doesn't make their presence known until you're 5 feet in front of them. You gotta be careful. You gotta make sure it's really them. There's a lot of people in this day trying to grab kids, cross them over. Guys, we're not even 20 minutes in and I'm at 5 pages of script. This is gonna be a long one. I love this kid because it's like at any given point, the only direction they gave him was act like you have no idea why you're in this movie.
Dude,
What?
stop staring at your drawings. You're freaking me out.
Oh, freaked out? Is that what that expression is? Are we sure this kid isn't one of those skin people? Just in case you forgot who that was in the 10 minutes this movie's been on. So Jake acts like any great artist and starts throwing all of his stuff away and putting it in a drawer.
No more dreams.
I'm not sure that's a thing you can just will away. Trust me, Jake, kid, the dreams never stop. So of course this dumbass has another dream right away. Way to go, Jake, way to go.
It's all a lie.
Go to hell.
Been there. Now burn.
I'm convinced that he wasn't supposed to say that. Matthew McConaughey just started doing whatever he wanted, and the studio was like, fine, whatever. We'll spend an extra week to animate that fire in there. So then Jake has a dream within a dream about Idris Elba and the Allstate guy. Hey, did I mention that this movie was longer originally? Oh, what do you know? They're having a little poetry corner. How sweet.
He's forgotten the face of his father. I aim with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. He who shoots with his hand has forgotten the face of his father.
So this creed is awesome. It's also very repetitive. It's a thing that the gunslingers say to themselves in the books, and it looks very cool in the pages of the books. But here, it's like they just forgot that it was supposed to be in the movie, so they're like, throw it in the scene where we kill the Allstate guy. It'll work there.
Stop breathing.
Literally everything Matthew McConaughey does in this movie is hilarious, and I have no idea why. Oh no, looks like the Allstate guy wasn't in good hands.
It never works on you, does it, Roland? The power you have to resist my magics.
Oh, your magics. Your magics. More than one. You're a high roller working with more than one magic. That's impressive. Also, I don't think that line made any sense.
It never works on you, does it, Roland? The power you have to resist my magics.
It never works on you. The power you have to resist my magics. Clearly it does work on him. Clearly it's working quite well. Did I mention that this movie was long?
The tower will fall, Roland. Until next time, old friend.
The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed.
Oh look, a line from the book that has no reason to be there. Hooray! Is this supposed to be him fleeing across the desert? Because it really looks more like a stroll away from the forest.
Hey.
This guy, he's some kind of soldier.
He's called a gunslinger.
And this house, look, it's got a U.S. mailbox. I think it's in New York.
Why is anybody Jake's friend? Have you ever had a friend just randomly wake you up to be like, hey, look at my drawings, look at this house I saw in my dreams, it's got a mailbox. I don't even blame Jake's stepdad for being an asshole. That guy was probably normal until he was being woken up at 5 in the morning every day by, look at this guy, he's a soldier. I hate Jake so much. Jake's friend blows him off, so he does what we all do when we need to go to find something. He goes to helpmefindit.com. You know that popular resource? Featuring such insightful and helpful members as Pink Buffalo, who says, up your butt. You know, movie, just stick to the unintentional comedy. When you try, you're not so good at it. So the Bobby Moynihan police show up to take Jake away to this weird facility, but he can't deal with it, so he jumps out a window. You know, this was a really powerful look at mental illness. No, wait, the movie's still going. The next couple minutes are just Jake running away and running all over New York City and eventually finding that house. Oh, look, another reference from the book that's not gonna be explained. Fantastic. So he finds a portal to the place where the gunslinger and the Matthew McConaughey live, and the floor eats him and throws him into it for some why. And now he's in the gunslinger world, and he looks super excited to be there.
Looks good.
Oh look, it's the Sony exec who had to approve the final cut of this.
Looks good.
He's the worst villain of them all. Exclusive footage of Matthew McConaughey arriving home and yelling at his kids.
Find yourself a face, rat boy. You're in my house. Love your mask.
Sir?
Choose a pretty face and the world is your oyster.
They cut so much out of this movie, but they decided to keep that in.
The world is your oyster.
Think about it. They tell him someone used a portal on Earth, or it's something they call a Keystone Earth.
Keystone Earth.
And while that's happening, Jake tries to steal some water because he's a tiny crazy person who's extremely inconsiderate of other people's property. And now we come to the one thing that the movie didn't fuck up. Yes, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the best part of the movie. In the books, Roland the Gunslinger is the epitome of that classic Western anti-hero, and Idris Elba brings that to life perfectly, so much to the point where it makes me wish that the rest of this movie wasn't a giant garbage fire. A Jake fire.
Who are you?
I'm Jake. Jake Chambers?
Hey, I don't blame you. This is Jake we're talking about here. See, he's already the best because within minutes of meeting Jake, he tries to murder him by throwing him off a cliff. Yeah, I love you, Roland. Can you be my dad? So Roland decides to take Jake with him. I'm not really entirely sure why, but hey, who cares? It's time for the McConaughey strut. He's so evil, he makes a girl hate her mom just by walking by, waving his arms and going, hate.
Down the slide. Then I got water in my nose and I went down and I couldn't see anything.
Hate.
Yeah. Sweetheart?
It's amazing. I guess her mom just saw that and was totally fine with it, I guess. So I guess there's these people who are supposed to be looking over this place. I mean, this is the first time they're being introduced, so I'm assuming that's what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, and hey, look, Jackie Earle Haley made another terrible career decision. And God bless him for it. So now our villain, Walter, yes, you know, he really looks like a Walter. Anyway, Walter knows that Jake has the shine. Oh yay, another Shining reference. Hooray! So they walk around the woods and go reference hunting, and oh look, Jake found one! Congratulations, Jake. Now if you could just find the monstrous clown or giant spider that should accompany this sight and walk straight into his line of vision, that'd be great.
Such an honor to meet you in person, sir.
What brings you here? How may we serve him?
Well, I hear you lost a kid.
I love how confused they act. Isn't this guy your boss? Are you confused as to why your boss might have shown up days after you fucked something up at your job? Oh, and look, now he's making you kill each other. That's great. And he gets everybody else in the restaurant to be calm by just telling them to enjoy it. Are we sure McConaughey didn't think he was in a comedy? Because this is great stuff. So Roland rips off this exact same scene from Wild Wild West because of all the movies I wanted to have back in my memory, Wild Wild West is right up there. Wicked Wild Wow. So he basically explains to Jake what the Dark Tower is, which is fine because it's not like we were ever given this information prior to any point in this movie. Oh wait, it's the very first thing they told us. Never mind. They just thought you'd forget. Thanks, Sony. And then they cut to them firing up the laser again. I'm not really sure what the significance is, but it gives us this.
Beamquake. Strong.
What could the script have said? Roland stares off into the middle distance and just goes, Beamquake. Strong. So Jake wanders off because he's horrible and almost gets killed by a big CGI dog. Now it's time for cool gun reloading. Hell yeah, I love bullets. So Roland gets attacked and Jake does what he does best, which is nothing, so he just fucking runs away. Oh my god, I don't even care. Eat him. Just please eat him. Let the rest of this movie just be Roland going on vacation without Jake. He deserved it. But no, Roland saves them and they grow closer. I mean, at least I think that's what's happening. The movie's so rushed, it's kind of hard to tell.
We filled out every form, they have his picture.
Oh yes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the best scene in the movie.
I hope you don't mind me making myself at home. Where I come from, we don't have chicken.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, you know me, Lon. You're the one that called me here. Not by the telephone, but with your every desire to get rid of the brat, all in the hope that mommy there might love you best. But you'll always be a seat filler, Lon.
You can get out of shoe
Lon.
right now.
It's a man from Jake's drawings.
Drawings? Stop breathing. Quiet.
Do I even need to explain why?
Hush. Quiet.
As if Walter wasn't already super lovable as it is. He broke into this house, got so bored, and put on an apron to start making chicken, and then he just, like gets rid of Jake's parents in the least climactic way possible. I love it.
Where I come from, we don't have
High school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Oh no, the movie keeps going after that? Fine, I mean, I've already made it this far. So after that, Roland is wounded and can't get any help, so they go to this town so Jake can also see something called a seer. Whatever.
The Man in Black.
Wait, the who?
The Man in Black.
Oh no, here they come.
Come to MIBs.
That chicken.
Wait, I thought all the gunslingers were dead.
Roland's always had an annoying ability to resist my magics.
Oh my god, he said it again. How many magics, Walter? So then they talk with their minds and they say the word shine about 1,000,000 goddamn times.
Shine, shine, shine.
So then Roland decides that they need to go to New York so they can find the portal to take them to Walter, whose place is located in the universe they're already in. So they're going from their universe to Earth to go back to their... You know what, who cares?
As soon as it aligns, it should open in an unobstructed area in your city, on your version of Earth.
Should?
Technology's very old. Remember that number.
Yeah, remember that. It's another reference. Didn't want you to miss it up there. But before Jake can cross through, the town gets attacked, and that shot that was in all the trailers happens.
I do not kill with my gun. I kill with my...
Gentlemen, today is about consistency. Brad, are you consistently shit? No, chef. You're about to sink the Navy, you dickhead. I'm calling out orders. You're confused, and you're fucking on the end of your dick. Do me a favor. Get out. Fuck off, will you? Yes, chef, no, chef. Fucking gremlin. Get out!
So now they're back in New York again. Cool. You know, I'd be upset that we're not in the Macroverse, which, by the way, is what the other place that they're from is called. But honestly, that looks so visually uninteresting that it doesn't really mean anything to me. I just want this to be over. I don't care where we are. I'm just sad.
They had a portal. I think they're gone.
Get me the coordinates.
Okay, honestly not sure what that means for me. Did I have a thing for her? Even if I did, I'm not sure that means I can work any faster. You know what, I'm really questioning this employment situation, Walter. So they take Roland to the hospital and they find out that he has every STD known to man. So that's a nice little detail about our hero.
Aside from your infection and the wound from the costume party incident, we also found traces of hepatitis A, B, E.
I'm stronger than most.
And chronic radiation sickness.
I'm stronger than most.
These are painkillers and vitamins. You only want to take 1 or 2 at a time.
Can we join the party?
You have both forgotten the faces of your fathers.
But they haven't forgotten the faces of their daddies. Oh, I feel so unclean. And then they do that thing that always happens in these sort of movies where Jake gives Roland a Coke and he drinks it and he's like, oh, what is this? Because, you know, when beings that have never seen or heard of cola or have any idea what it is come to Earth and you give it to them, they're just going to be ecstatic. My body's trying to shut down after the daddy's joke. Oh look, Walter found the sea early. Let's guess how this one's gonna end. Did you guess that he's gonna profess his love for her and they're gonna decide to leave it all behind and live a much happier life? Why? Why did you guess that? Nope, she's dead. Guess he doesn't actually need to say anything to do that, which makes his actions up until this point that much more hilarious. Oh look, it's Professor Homeless. They find out that the reason he knows all this stuff is because he was one of the kids with the shine. They have a seizure fight, I guess, and that's about it. That's about all that happens. So then Jake finds out Walter killed his parents, and the gunslinger's like, you know what? That guy I was already gonna kill anyway, I'm gonna kill him twice as hard, just for you, buddy. It's this whole thing like, I'll kill him for both of us. It's like, you were gonna kill him anyway, who cares? So then Roland does the sensible thing and gives the scared, confused kid who just lost loved ones a gun. You know, statistically, it seems to work out very well. So they go to a gun store to get some bullets, because they've wasted all their bullet shooting cans. That was a great line of thought there, guys. And why does the gun store just have that ready to go? You got a lot of gunslingers coming in and out of here. You cater into the cowboy market, you just have a bandolier waiting for them.
Fire away.
It's not me! I'm not doing this!
I love how Roland acts confused by this. You know he can do this. It's kind of caused every major problem in your life so far.
Then you want to kill the man in black. You were like a dog fetching a stick over and over.
Dog fetching his dick?
Dog fetching his stick.
Dog fetching his dick.
Fetching his stick.
So Jake gets kidnapped because he's useless, and Roland runs around yelling at Walter, who isn't actually there. It's absolutely riveting. Doesn't this sound so cool and unique? Doesn't this sound like the most interesting and unique movie you've ever seen? Did I forget to mention the villain in the books is a guy who wears this terrifying long red cloak? He can turn into a spider at will. Wouldn't that have been cool to see? You know what, maybe not. Forget I said anything. Also, Steven, what is it with the spiders? We get it. Spiders are gross.
Jake Chambers. You are the full package.
I feel like it should be illegal for him to say those words like that to a kid. Oh, now he's touching him. Okay, well, it was nice knowing you, Jake. Actually, that's not true at all. It's been a fucking nightmare. Hey, that's not a gun. Roland, you suck at your job.
Hang on. I'm coming for you.
Oh no, what are you doing? They weren't doing anything, Roland. They were just going to church. Oh god, Roland's gone off the deep end. Somebody needs to do something. He's just shooting anybody now. You know what? I'm starting to see why the gunslingers aren't around anymore. So the next few minutes is just a lot of shooting while Walter hooks Jake up to what... You know what? I don't think they ever said what the fuck this machine's called. So while he hooks him up to the sky laser... That was amazing. If the rest of the movie was just that scene played over and over again with the chicken scene periodically cut in between, I'd have no complaints. I give it a 10 out of 10. Aw, they're gonna hug it out. See, Walter's not such a bad guy after all. He just wants a little love and a face chop. Roland killed him. Okay, I guess that works too. I thought he was some super powerful being, but I guess he had one weakness. Bullets!
No immunity to bullets!
So then everything just starts blowing up for no reason. The movie is so eager to end, and I am incredibly thankful for that. And then Jake's like, you know what? I got nothing left for me here. I'll go with you and live in the monster dimension with no modern medicine, because Jake is just full of great decisions. And wow, talk about ending shots. What a powerful one we've got here. It really does say a lot about the movie. Mainly because it looks like shit. Now, when this movie started, I was so optimistic for a Dark Tower movie, and now I'm just confused. They wanted this to become a franchise with a TV show and everything. This, where I come from, we don't have franchises. So it had everything and yet nothing to do with the books. The colors looked horrible. It felt incredibly rushed. The best part of the movie didn't get nearly enough screen time. The main character was annoying, and where I come from, they don't have chicken. Wait, I meant to say, where I come from, we don't have chicken. Where I come from, we don't have... Nope, that's all I can remember. Everything else has just been pushed out. So overall, I'd say it was pretty good. Honestly, I'd recommend this one. It's a train wreck, but it's a brief train wreck that has lots of funny moments that you and some friends could laugh at. There you go, I finally recommended something on this show. I guess this movie had what is apparently the only requirement. It's short. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this one because, don't get me wrong, there was definitely the potential there, and I thought it could make a very funny episode, but it is very recent, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to go about that. But I watched The Dark Tower again, and I just knew that it had to be on the show, so I hope you guys liked this episode. If you did, leave a like on it, and maybe comment down below with some future movie suggestions. Always looking for stuff like that. If you like the show and would like to stay up to date with future episodes, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell because YouTube's a living hell. And then you can stay updated on this show and all my other videos that I put out when I put them out, so that's cool. If you really feel like helping me out, you can check me out over on Patreon. That's really cool. I'm very thankful for all the people who did that. You can get your name on this end screen as well as a bunch of other exclusive rewards. Really grateful to all my patrons and wonderful viewers. I can't say it enough. You can also check out the GoFundMe for my movie. That's shaping together really nicely. Really excited for all of you to see that. You can also follow me on Twitter if you just like hearing my stupid thoughts about nothing. I'm at EvaModem. Okay, that's all I really got. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to all the new stuff I'm working on, and I will see you soon. Gets attacked by the floor, and oh look, now he's in the gunslinger world, and he looks super... God damn it.